Okay. Um, let's see. Welcome. I appreciate you coming in and meeting tonight. We should be having a lot more, but hopefully they'll come in. Um, the first thing I'm going to want to do is I'll go through the syllabus. Well, basically, I'll go through the assignments and make sure that you guys know what to expect. And if you have any questions, then we'll have questions, or you can ask them along the way, but definitely at the end, your choice. I am going to ask again if actually, I'm going to see if I can mute all and see if it doesn't do me, just so we don't have feedback. So I'm going to hit a button real quick just to see what happens. Yep. Okay. So now all of you guys, we can't hear you. If you do have a question, you can probably unmute yourself by clicking on your green microphone up there in the top right in the little box where all of our names are, or the green microphone. Or you can type in the chat if for some reason that doesn't work, and I can always unmute you. So let's get started. All right, so the syllabus. The first thing we had to do was the introduction, and so that's all done. And let's see, let's look at the due dates. The next thing that's due is, and everybody can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So our next assignment isn't due until September 14th, and it's Introduction to Reference Services. And so over in they go in order down the left side, and here's the Introduction to Reference Services assignment. And so I've tried to be as clear as I can in telling you what I need you to do. And so basically all you have to do in this assignment is read the 2 articles that I have linked for you. And then you're going to find 3 on your own that are related to reference services to children. And you can do this by using the SAM library. Since you're a student, you have rights to use all of their databases and everything. And so I gave you a link right there. So you can search directly in here, or just click here for a list of databases. So however you want to go about this. You'll want to make sure it's, don't just go to Google and type in Google and look for an article. Look for something in a database that's been in a journal. What you're going to do then is you're going to write summaries of all 5 articles and combine them into one paper. Be sure to use parenthetical citations when referring to your articles in your summaries. So basically what I'm saying is you don't have to just summarize one article and then summarize the second and then the third. You can mix them all in if you want to. It's totally up to you how you do it. I don't have any preference in that way. Just use parenthetical citations when you do reference these articles. Be sure to use APA guidelines, and there's a link there to APA format. And you can look up how to do parenthetical citations and everything on that website too. So just be sure to do that to the best of your ability. So anyway, like I said, you can do them one at a time if you want summarizing, or you can, find themes within all 5 and kind of just summarize them in groups of what they have in common. And then at the end, of course, include a bibliography where you'll have the citations in APA format to the 2 articles I gave you, as well as the 3 that you find on your own. So anyway, I really think this class is going to be, I think it's a fun one. I think it's a fun class because you kind of get to explore the library and create lessons or activities or, strategies for students to help them find information in the library. We also get to cover reader's advisory, which is really a lot of fun because for me, that's I love readers advisory. I love talking to students about books and trying to pick out what it is they want to read just from talking to them. So that's kind of everything that we're doing in this class, is helping students find information and providing them tools to do that. So the first assignment's not very exciting, of course, but it's still kind of getting into what's out there and what's already being talked about and known about reference services for children. So I thought that was a good way to start. Does anybody have any questions about this particular assignment at all? Go ahead and unmute, of course, if you do, and ask your question. If not, I'll go on. Okay. All right. In the reference interview, there are ways to do reference interviews. It's a process, and you'll read in the book about it. You can look online even, and I've provided you some videos to watch on the way to go about readers advisory. But anyway, so there is a way to do it, and I'm hoping out of this course you get away you get the idea of how to do that. If we were in a face-to-face class, of course we would practice on each other face-to-face. You would get into partners. You would actually ask questions. You would pretend like you were finding something. We can't do that. So we're just going to be doing other things instead. Now this picture is, I happen to be over at the library, and this is our reference desk in the Sam Houston Library over there. So I thought that was interesting. And then, I just love, this is Hugh Laurie, the guy who plays House. He's just great. Now, it doesn't really fit too much, but they definitely are not being very helpful to him. It cracks me up. And then this right here, this is from Black Books. It's a British comedy, and he cracks me up. And he is just not customer service oriented. And we do have to think of ourselves that way, customer service. We need our patrons, students, to feel comfortable enough to come and ask us things. And definitely these examples, you don't see that. So that was just a little bit of light, just something fun to think about. So in this assignment, you're going to read chapters 1, 2, 3, and 15 in the textbook. And then you're going to click over in the left sidebar, and you're going to click on Reference Services for Children and Reference Interview Assignment. I can't see. For instructions on the other assignments in this unit. Okay, so Reference Services for Children. Let's go see. So here's where you get to visit a school library. Now, if you're already in one, yay for you. If not, or if you're in a school, great, easy still too. But if not, you're going to have to make plans to go to a school library. Visit the library, any level, doesn't matter, elementary, middle, or high school, and explore the reference section. Take some pictures, visit with the librarian if possible, and ask about his or her thoughts on the school reference collection. And then write up an evaluation about the reference collection, what you think. Include information about the amount and variety of materials, both print and electronic, so you'll probably have to ask the librarian about the electronic resources. And include quotes from the school librarian if you happen to be able to visit with the librarian. And then you'll include that in one document in Dropbox. Now, reference section. Reference section, when I was still in the library, reference section for me was, I hated spending money on it. The teachers didn't use it very often. They're very expensive. A set of encyclopedias is astronomical. And so it's not like it's utilized very often. Plus, there's so much that's found online now. So you have to, as a librarian, kind of weigh the pros and cons of print reference materials versus electronic. And of course, those electronic databases too, they're expensive as well. However, some school districts in Texas, I know they purchase some for their schools, but some don't. So, do you happen to know if your schools have databases like EBSCO or okay, all right. So you do. Anybody else that I can see?
Yes.
Okay, so that's great. I visited with a couple of schools last spring that they didn't. It was left up to the principals to purchase if they wanted to, and the principals didn't, and so those students didn't have any of the resources. So it worried me when it came to equality. For one thing, some kids in the school district, if their principal decided to purchase databases, had them when others didn't. So that's really kind of, if you have them, yay! It makes it a lot easier. Okay. Oh, good, Monica. Okay. So I'm anxious to see what you find in reference collections. School reference collections are becoming more sparse. Just, first of all, like I said, money is a huge thing. You can't really afford to replace all of your encyclopedias probably as often as you'd like to just because they're so expensive. Plus, like I said, they're online. So, anyway, okay. All right. So that's that assignment. Not very difficult. Not too bad, I don't think. Let's see. And then, so the next one is reference interview assignment. Okay. Here's where I've gave you some videos about how to do reference interviews. You can tell that these are students from a graduate program that apparently meets face to face. So they had to do these for assignments. The one down here with the policeman, if you haven't already watched it, she has a gun in it because she's a policeman, and it's good. I think it was good, but just don't be offended because of the gun. So just beware. There is a gun, but she's acting as a policeman. So okay. So be sure to watch those. You are going to visit a public or school library and approach the information desk or librarian and ask a reference research question. And I gave you a link to get some ideas for questions to go ask. Basically, you're going undercover. All right, you are going to go and see what kind of experience you get from asking a librarian a question. All you do is write up a summary of the experience. And there are some questions there to kind of help you, to lead you, to start you writing that response. Was the librarian helpful? Did you get the information you needed? How long did it last? Did the librarian walk you through the whole process or leave you on your own? Those kind of things. Don't just stick to those questions. Those are just starting points. So just expand on it however you feel comfortable. So basically, like I said, you're undercover on this one, and you're going to see what kind of experience you get. And then virtual reference assistance is going to be kind of the same thing, but you can do it from the computer or the phone or a text message. You are going to use Sam Houston's library as the people you're asking this time. You're going to follow this link that I provided to ask a librarian at the library, and you're going to choose one of the methods that they have there that you can contact them. You can chat live with them, text, email, or phone call. And the chat, I believe, is available Monday through Friday during their hours, at least the daytime. I'm not sure about evening, but I've used it twice, and both times it's been very helpful and pretty speedy. Um, and then write up a summary of that experience, and then refer back to the assignment you just finished, that reference interview assignment, because looking at those same kind of same questions, where you helped, where you walked through the process, things like that. And then if you do email or text or chat, try and include a transcript. You can copy and paste into a Word document before you log off. And if it's a phone call, just kind of paraphrase if you can. And then you'll turn that into the Dropbox. So still not very heavy. The assignments aren't, I don't think, too intimidating yet. Let's make sure. Hold on, I need to get back so I can see you. Is everybody still feeling okay about things, the assignments or whatever? Okay. Okay. I have a question from Monica. Oh, okay. I've missed a couple of questions. Hold on. Rebecca, do we need to include the pictures of the reference sections in the summary? If you want to, that would be fine. Not, well, yes, take pictures. So if that's part of the assignment, yes, include them. Monica, question. When you are putting in quotes, you quote from a source and your author is quoting someone else on the reference page. Do you cite the author of the article or the person your author is citing? There is a certain way to actually cite that secondary source. So if you'll go into probably that link I provide on that APA format, you'll probably be able to find a way to cite that, because there is a specific way to cite it in a secondary source. So yeah, what you'll do is, I believe you cite it, you say something like John Doe as seen in so and so, and that would be like the new article. So there is a way to word that. Good question. All right. Oh, well, there's a little girl. Is it a little girl? Could be a little boy with curly hair. Okay, little girl. Good. Okay, cute. Okay, so that's reference interview. All right, and so let's just see. Let's look on due. I'm going to look on due dates over on this other computer I've got, and see how we are here. Okay, so that takes us through October 5th. So October 9th, it looks like we have reference tools due. Okay. So I've given you a couple of weeks in between this last assignment, and those are kind of easy, the virtual reference and stuff like that. Between that one and this one. So you're going to be reading part 2 of the textbook, and you're going to focus on some reference tools that are commonly used in the library. And you don't have to do a close read on all the chapters, but I do want you to look at and become familiar with the resources listed in the top 10 sections of each chapter, because that's the one where you're going to be breaking down like dictionaries and, ready reference and stuff like that. So definitely be familiar with the top 10s in each one, but then you'll be paying attention to the chapter that you sign up for especially. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to read chapters completely, 5, 6, 7, 10, and 11, and then you're going to peruse 4, 8, 9, and 12, paying attention to the top 10 list in each chapter. Then you're going to click this link to sign up for a group. And so when I click that, it's going to take you to this, and we've already got one person that has signed up. So basically, it's first come, first serve. And there's another one. So what you're going to do is you're going to sign up for what you'd prefer to do. If you want to work with encyclopedias, ready reference, dictionaries, geography, or biographies. Okay, so you're going to sign up here, and you can see that there are 4. You'll be working in groups of 4. Okay. And then you're going to visit this link for the specifics of the assignment. All right. So what you're going to basically do is you're going to create, as a group, a pack of materials for the students to use to help them find information. So you're going to create a poster, a bookmark, an information sheet including variable resources. You're going to use your school library for this part. Or you could do a screencast-o-matic or something similar that would allow you to post on your library website with instructions on how to use an electronic version of your assigned tool. So if it's encyclopedias, you could either have a paper sheet that would say, okay, go to this website, here is our password and username for this site, and this is how you go about using it. Or, like I said, you could do the screencast-o-matic or the screener and record yourself walking through the process while you talk. And for this, yeah, okay. And then the fourth part of that is 3 lessons. And you can find ideas online. But like if you're doing dictionaries, find 3 lessons you like on teaching about dictionaries to students. Or if you're geography, atlases. Okay, so something like that. And here are some examples that I have had students do in the past, and I just wanted you to see them. So here's a bookmark on adventure. You know, these are of course not reference tools, but you get the idea. So like she put a picture and then her text, and then this was dystopia science fiction, and these are just little thumbnail pictures she put on a bookmark. This is the back of it. And then this was Gossip Girl series. Don't spread gossip, read about it. And then right here is a poster that I found online. And so it's a dictionary. You can do it however you want. I just wanted you to kind of see. And then saving the posters as a PDF would be best. I didn't do that here because a PDF wouldn't show up as a picture on this page. It says, so for the bookmarks, you might want to include several bookmarks on one page and then save it as a PDF so people can print them out and get several out of one piece of paper. Because what we're going to do at the end is you're all going to post all your stuff in doc sharing up there at the top. So everybody can have a complete set of bookmarks for all of these reference tools. And then here's a screencast-o-matic on how to use PowerPoint to create posters and bookmarks. You're not required to use PowerPoint. It's just an option. And I apparently rambled. I did this a long time ago. So anyway, I apologize for that. But anyway, you can use PowerPoint you can do any size of PowerPoint you want. I've done a PowerPoint poster that's been 2 feet wide by 3 feet tall. And I did it in PowerPoint. And you just have to go to a special place and have them printed out like Kinko's or Office Depot, stuff like that. And you could make it as small as you want. These were done in this one side right here, and this one, and this one. They were all done in PowerPoint. All right. So anyway, as a group, you're going to have to decide how you're going to split this up. You can all work on it together. I don't care how you do it, or you can take one each. Since there are 4 people in the group and 4 things to do, you know, I just kind of did it that way so you could work it out however you wanted. If there happens to be only 3 in your group, you'll still have to do all 4 things, but you'll just, you know, split it up between yourselves. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Let's see. I've got some questions here. Do we ask the same questions to the SHSU library? Let's see. Let's see. For the reference for the virtual assignment, you sure can if you feel that, sure. Or you can ask a different one that you would feel be more appropriate for an academic library. Just whatever. I just wanted you to have experience with virtual. So it's really up to you. I don't really care what your question is. That's the least of the what I wanted you to get. Okay, for school librarians not very helpful, can we visit somewhere else? Of course, go wherever you need to go. What about using Google Earth? That would be great if you were doing the geography part of it. Yes. Question: 3 lessons per chapter or tool, or three lessons per group only. So this is in your group. You'll have 1 poster, you'll have a bookmark, you'll have an information sheet or a screencast on how to utilize your reference source, and you'll have 3 lessons. So like if you're doing dictionaries, you'll have 3 dictionary lessons. So just 1 per group. And can you create an electronic bookmark? Let's see. I'm going to unmute Mary Ann. Mary Ann, can you hear me?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Mary Ann?
Yes.
Okay. Your question, electronic bookmark. What do you mean by electronic bookmark?
Well, you already answered the question when you talked about using the PowerPoint to create a bookmark and a poster. So I guess I just need to watch that video or that last screencast you.
Okay.
Played.
Okay. So yeah, it'd definitely be a bookmark you would print out and give to students though. I mean that's the thing. It's, you know, you're creating it electronically, but it's something that you would then could print out and give to kids.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. And let's see, for classmates, I've tried to follow several classmates' Pinterest accounts. It would help me continue using Pinterest if classmates would follow me, so please do so. Okay, guys, yeah, go and follow each other on Pinterest. Yeah, spend a little time on there. You know, because I have started using that as I bookmark cool blog posts I want to go back and look at. The only drawback is if for some chance or the blog doesn't have a picture link to it. That's the only bad thing because you have to have a picture for it to link. But most of them do. And so yeah, I it's almost using as a bookmarking site like Delicious or something. So I'm keeping track of them on Pinterest.
They're great of lesson ideas also. I get so many awesome ideas for my classroom from Pinterest.
They really
They're
are.
usually free.
Yeah. I've only seen a few things that take you to something that you have to pay. You know, so much of it is do it yourself type stuff, which I just love. And yeah, it's just I don't know. People are so creative out there. You know, I don't know. I think it's kind of a fun site. You know, you can spend a lot of time on it, but I really don't. I kind of go visit it maybe once a week and just see what my people that I follow have pinned recently and pin some of them if I like. But for the most part, I'm really just pinning things I find online that I want and move on. So yeah. Okay. So I kind of think the assignment where you're going to be making the poster and bookmarks, I think I think that that's kind of a fun activity. I hope you guys do too. And I know that my kids always loved bookmarks, so you know, I just something to just something else that would be helpful. I think. Okay, on to Pathfinders. So a Pathfinder is have you looked ahead? Has anybody looked ahead to see whatever all you're doing? Does anybody know what a Pathfinder is already?
No.
No.
Okay, it's kind of what it sounds like it is. It kind of think about students that are doing, or you have a teacher that's doing a unit on the American Revolution, and they have assignments they have to do in relation to that time period. If you are aware of that, you would then go through all of the references you have and materials you have in your library and gather a list of things that the kids could use for that activity. So basically, you would say, okay, these are the reference books we have. We have a special encyclopedia set on colonial America occupations and crafts. You know, so and then these are the fiction books we have that deal with the American Revolution time period. Um, these are the databases that we have. These are the regular just nonfiction books, not necessarily reference, but nonfiction books that we have. You can even include on there websites you think are very helpful, like you could do colonialwilliamsburg.org. You know, there are a lot out there. So I've included some for examples. So let's see, an elementary school Pathfinder list. So let's click that. Okay, so for instance, these are examples, and this is colonial America. And so here they've done, okay, a fifth grade Pathfinder. So they kind of just have, you know, just whatever at the top. And then here's where they have, I guess, these are books and magazines. Go straight down to the Dewey numbers. You can do keyword phrases, people, places. Look, they even have state objectives. All right, so, but first they have nonfiction books. So these are the books they have in their library. Slumps, Grunts, and Snickerdoodles, What Colonial America Ate and Why. So just a collection of nonfiction books that they have. And here are the states. See, they have on those colonies. Fiction books, they listed 2. Magazines, they didn't have any. These are websites, online resources. So Colonial Life at Colonial Williamsburg, those are websites. The Native Americans during that time, colonial places. So these are all websites, maps, events, teacher sites. Here are the videos and CD-ROMs that they have in their library for that. They gave you the Dewey Decimal Numbers to browse for those sections. Keywords that you would use in the catalog to help you come up with these books. And then, of course, at the bottom are the standards. So this is what you're going to be doing. But you can choose any topic you want, anything that's going to be useful to you at your school. So let's see. We'll look at a weather one for K&1. Set up the same way. Nonfiction books, fiction, online resources, videos, Dewey Decimal Numbers, keywords, community, and then the standards. So that's basically all a Pathfinder is. Just collecting sources. Something that you would do anyway. If a teacher came to you and says, I'm doing a project on endangered animals, endangered species, you would go through and you would gather all the resources that you had for that teacher and provide it to them. Here, you're kind of just have it ahead of time, and you'll keep them in a file, and you just hand them out to the kids as they need them. So this would be definitely something that you would do for, or use with teachers when you're collaborating. You would visit with them and say, okay, I'm going to be creating some resource lists, Pathfinders. Are there any units you have coming up that you are going to be focusing on? And so that's what you do. So be definitely looking at what the teachers are going to be doing. Or if you don't have teachers that you can talk to, look at your state standards and choose a grade level and find something that would be appropriate for that grade level you choose. It's not necessarily going to be on one page. It's going to go as long as it takes. So yes, you would provide links if you do websites, which I would hope that you would. So like on here, online resources, internet sites, you would definitely link to the website that is there. So of course that was a dead link, but yes. Type it up in Word, sure. You can type it up in Word, of course. You can also do it electronically if you want to set up a Google site for it, or a wiki, or whatever you want to do. You can, and then in Dropbox, instead of turning in the Word document, you could just provide me the link that you want me to go to. So it's really up to you, however you think you would want to start building this. If it's something you want the teachers and kids to use, you can start doing them electronically like this. I mean, these are all on a website. You know, you could do one on a free Google site and set it up kind of the same way if you want to just start collecting them. That way you don't have to do paper. So it's really up to you. But yeah, include links. Let's go back and look at the assignment here. Oh, hold on. Let me go back and show you. Okay. Let's look at this one. Oh, here it is. Pathfinders over here. So like here's one. This is a public library, but here's one on, let's see, gun control. I could see this could be something possibly that even a high schooler, you know, sometimes they have issue papers that they have to do. So here are some titles that they have, reference materials they have. They did the subject headings, magazines and newspapers, local resources, internet resources. And so you can kind of see they're all kind of set up the same way. So that's just another example. And then right here, a Pathfinder for constructing Pathfinders. This is going to help you find resources on how to help you build your Pathfinder. So these are books on how to build Pathfinders, journal articles about Pathfinders, internet links on Pathfinders. And so image sources, so places that you can get free images, places to search, slideshow, let us guide your way. So anyway, this is just to help you build your Pathfinder. So here's the actual assignment. You're going to read an article. It's an older article. Some of the links are dead, but the information is still good. Choose a topic your students use during the school year: ocean animals, eating disorders, historical figures, whatever. And then you're going to create a Pathfinder for that. Create a traditional Pathfinder that includes all the resources students can use in the library to research the topic. It can be paper, and you can link it to the library website, or you can create it directly online using a free site like Google or a wiki. And in the Dropbox, leave me the document or link or both to your Pathfinder. So it's really kind of up to you how you do that. Okay. Let's see. All right. Any questions so far? Okay. All right. Still going along. Yeah, we're going to keep chugging. All right, Reader's Advisory. So let's see, Pathfinder's due November 2nd. And then that takes us into Reader's Advisory, which is the rest of the semester. So we kind of end on fun stuff. You're going to read chapter 14 in the textbook, and you're going to read these 2 articles I've provided to you. And then you're going to visit the links in here for the, specific assignments. So the first one is Reader's Advisory Annotations. You're going to choose 5 children's or young adult books that you've read, 5 different genres, and you're going to fill out an annotation form for each of the books. And to help you find information about the books, similar books, or subject headings, you can use Novelist Plus or Fiction Connection. And you see below for the screencast to see how to use them. So I've done, I've shown you how to find it and what to do. Now, Novelist, I had to get from my public library. Sam does not have a subscription to Novelist, but it does have Fiction Connection. So I show you definitely where to go find that. So basically what this is you're going to be choosing 5 different books, 5 different genres. So say you choose Harry Potter. You're choosing Harry Potter, and then what you're going to do on that for Harry Potter, it's a fantasy, so that's the one fantasy you can do. We're going to open, I hope you can still see this. Can you see the annotation word page?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, so here's a skeleton template of what you're going to do for each book. So for Harry Potter, you would fill out this information. Author, title, publication date, number of pages, part of a series, yes. Subject headings, what you would find it in your library catalog, what subject headings. Geographical setting, if it's appropriate. Time period, sometimes it's historical fiction, so there you would put colonial America, 1700s, whatever. Main characters, plot summary, so you'll have to come up with a summary of the book. Appeal, what is popular about this book? Who would like this book? A brief quote, meaning you'll go through the book and you'll find a quote that stood out to you. So give us a quote. Are there any prizes or awards for this book? You're going to list that. And then similar works. That's the big one. That's a big, big help on this. This is for when you've got the kid that says, I've read Harry Potter. I only like Harry Potter. There's nothing else I want to read. But my mom says I have to read something else because I've read them 5 times each. Okay, so this is where you're going to say, okay, if you like Harry Potter, you pull out your little Harry Potter annotation sheet and you see here are other books that are similar to Harry Potter. So you can either pull books from the similar works, which you're going to list here, or with similar subject headings, or you could do similar time period, similar appeal. So there's several access points on this annotation that's going to help help kids choose other reading material. So that's what you're going to do. So you're going to choose 5 books that you've read. It can be children's books. It can be young adult. Doesn't matter. 5 books, 5 different genres. And the reason why is because if you do 5 different fantasies, They might be similar, so it's not really much of a stretch. So you're going to do a fantasy, you'll do a mystery. You're going to have to do books that are, one of each genre. And that way you can kind of come up with a good list of similar works to help kids find something else. Okay, and these sites, Fiction Connection and Novelist Plus, they will help you come up with these similar books. They'll help you with the subject headings, with the synopsis, with the awards. So believe me, I've provided you with the materials you need to do this assignment. Okay, so that is, okay, hold on. How many similar books do we include per book? I didn't list that because if I said that, that would lock you in. I don't know. I don't want to say 4 because what if there aren't 4? I don't know. 2 or 3, 4. I don't care. Just you have to do at least 2. At least 2. I don't want it to be too much, but I don't want you to just I don't want it to just be 1, so at least 2. Okay, so that is the annotations. And that's due the 16th of November. Next is the Reader's Advisory bookmark. You're going to refer back to the Pathfinder assignment. Oh, not Pathfinder. I think this is a mistake, but anyway. You're going to be referring to using bookmarks to, PowerPoint to use bookmarks, so just whatever that says. You're going to, it's that reference tools one where you are working in the group. You're going to create a bookmark for each of the books you did an annotation for. So if you did Harry Potter, you would have a book that would have Harry Potter on it that would include the read-alikes, those other similar books. And so it'd be like, did you like Harry Potter? Well, then be sure to try such and such and such and such and such and such, and maybe provide call numbers, things like that. Or the subject headings. You can use any of that information that you put on that sheet, on that bookmark that you want, but be sure to include the read-alikes, the similar books. The design's totally up to you. It can be as big as you want, small as you want, include any other information except for you have to have the similar books on there. And then you'll upload the bookmarks document. So you'll have 5 bookmarks, 1 for each of the books you did. You'll upload that document into Dropbox. And if we decide as a group you want to share, you can definitely put them in that doc sharing up there too, and share with everybody else. That way you'd all have, several different books to choose from. All right, and that's due the 23rd of November. Then book talks. Provided you some examples, digital book talk example, book trailers. You're going to choose a children's or young adult book you've read recently, and you're going to write a book talk, record a digital book talk, or create a book trailer appropriate to share with students. So you can do one of those things. You can do a book talk, write it out, and submit it through a Dropbox, the paragraph. Or you can record a digital book talk where you record yourself reading it, because then you could post it on your website. Or create a book trailer. And I have a link there so you see what book trailers are all about. And you can create those using free sites like Animoto. And so, anyway, you have a choice there. There's 3 things to choose from, and you just choose one of them. And Reader's Advisory interview is the last thing, and it's due December 7th, last day of class. You're going to choose a person for your Reader's Advisory interview, and a student would be best, but if you don't have access to a student, you can interview another adult. Record the interview, and you can use your cell phone or any other handheld recorder. Type up the transcript of the interview, and write a reflection about the whole process. How did you go about locating book suggestions? Was the patron or student happy with the choices you suggested? And did the patron or student leave with a book? Put everything together in one document and put it in the Dropbox. So basically, you'll be reading about, in chapter 14, you'll be reading about the reader's advisory interview. And and if we need to, we can talk about that a little bit more. But really, you need to guide the student through, ask questions about what they like in order to get them to a point where they're kind of giving you ideas about what they want. If you are doing, Denise asked about uploading a video. So for the book talk, if you decide to do a book trailer, you can, if it's Animoto or something, you can just give me the link to the book trailer. So just give the link in the Dropbox. Whenever it's something web-based, you can just put the link in Dropbox and that will be just fine. Okay, so like I said, if we need to, we can talk about that reader's advisor interview a little bit more as we go on. That's the very last assignment you do. But really, it's nothing to be scared of. It's just basically talking to someone about what they like in order to suggest something new for them. I don't think it may sound like a lot, but I don't think it's too overwhelming. I think it's all, I meant for it to be practical, things that you would definitely use on a day-to-day basis. So that's what I'm hoping it comes across as. So definitely want it to be useful for you. As it stands now, we've gone through all of the assignments. Any questions from anybody about anything?
I'm sure this is probably, I could probably figure out the answer. This is Rebecca White talking. But can we turn things in out of order?
Sure. Yep.
Okay.
You can. Yes, you can do it however you want.
Okay.
And I mean, because I that's why I have everything show up at once. Some teachers do, let it reveal at a time. That would drive me crazy as a student. I'd want to be able to see everything, and so you just do it as you want to. So that's fine. Anything else?
I have a question.
Okay.
Going back to the assignment on which one is it? The visit the public library.
Uh-huh.
I know that our public library has a lot of volunteers. Does it have to be the librarian, or can we ask? I mean, maybe somebody not as experienced, or do we ask for the librarian?
The problem with asking a volunteer would be they're probably not trained
Yes.
to answer your questions. I would try and definitely hit the reference desk. However, if they staff the reference desk with volunteers, go for it. That's the way that library's choosing to do it. So that would then come out in your reflection. So yeah,
Okay.
that would be a good thing to find out. So yeah, you don't have to, if you find out it's a volunteer, you don't have to turn around and leave or anything. So yeah,
Yeah, I just don't want to be rude.
no,
And say,
no, no,
no, I
no.
don't want to speak to
No,
you.
whoever's at the reference desk, just talk to them. Yeah, but do try and find out. If you can't really tell, I don't know. Do you know who do they wear stickers or something if they're volunteers?
Well, I know they're younger. That's why, because they help me like check out books and stuff, like find books and all of that.
Okay. Well, no.
I volunteer at the library here in Austin, and I know that, I don't know if every library is this way, but I have to wear a badge that clearly identifies that I'm a volunteer. So
Okay.
maybe they might have like a sticker or a badge. Mine even has my picture on it.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, that would be the only thing, but yeah, if they're at the reference desk, sure, ask them. Because, the public library should know that they should probably staff their reference desk with trained librarians, somebody that knows the collection well, and knows how to handle customers. So, but anyway, so ask whoever is there. Yes.
Can you
Yes.
hear me? Can you repeat? You probably covered it, but can you repeat which books you said to use for the advisory bookmarks? For the bookmarks that we're going to be using?
Yes.
You said we are to use which books? The ones that we created?
Bookmarks.
The ones that we had already used for the Pathfinder?
No. Okay, yeah, I didn't want to confuse you there.
Because I got kind of,
Yeah.
yeah, I was looking for what you said, and then I heard you, and then it was over.
For the Reader's Advisory bookmarks, you're going to create 5 bookmarks, and you're creating those bookmarks based on the books that you're using to write those annotations. Right here, this form where you list other similar books by that, like that book, you'll create a bookmark for each of those. Meaning, remember, you do Harry Potter, and then find similar books to Harry Potter. You would do a bookmark with Harry Potter. If you like Harry Potter, try these other books. The only reason I put the Pathfinder on that, and I'm gonna have to go back and change that, because let me click on that and see what I even did. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing there. You know how it goes. What I meant was you're going to refer back to that reference tool presentation with just the instructions on how to use the PowerPoint to create bookmarks. That's the only thing I put that there for. Because there's that screencast on how to set up your PowerPoint for bookmarks. So that's the only reason I say that. So do you understand what books you're using now for the bookmarks down here? Okay, great.
Definitely, yes.
Excellent. Anything else?
Dr. Perry?
When we create those, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My question went back to the reference services for children. It was the first assignment you talked about. And you said to explore the reference section and talk to the library. Do we include the online encyclopedias as part of the reference section, or only what's physically in the library?
Try and find out what electronic resources they do have.
Okay.
Yeah. Ask that question if you can.
Okay.
Can we use if we're already working in a library, and can we use our own library?
Yep, you can.
Dr. Perry?
Yes?
On the groups, this is Margaret Castillo. On the groups, how do we select members for our group? Do we just talk among ourselves, or are you going to assign us groups?
Nope. Let's see. Reference tools. Right here on reference tools, it says click this link to sign up for a group. When you go there, you have a sheet. All you do is choose what area you want to be in and put your name in there. So you don't have to ahead of time know who's working with you. You just sign up. And then, you can either go back to the site and see who else is on there with you, or I'll go out and send an email probably saying, this is your group. Now, be sure to work together to do your project. So you just choose if you want to do encyclopedias, ready reference, geography, or biography. Those are the 4 that are left open. So just sign up for one of those.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
No problem. Anything else? Okay. You can always. Yep.
When we use that PowerPoint to create the bookmarks, are we going to be able to use that to actually create bookmarks, like paper ones?
I have. Yeah.
Just explain how to do that in that video you
Yep,
have.
I show you how to set it up. You just go in there and under page setup, you kind of just choose a side. So like 8 inches by 2 inches, and you just set up the size you want. And your slide basically just becomes that bookmark size. And then you fill it in with text and picture however you would want. And then you would save it as, a PDF or something, you know what I mean? Or a JPEG picture. And then somehow paste those pictures I would paste several on one sheet of paper. So, and then save the one piece of paper as a PDF. So then it prints out and you have 4 bookmarks on it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So yeah, so there's a video on there or a screencast that shows you how to set up that PowerPoint. Yeah. And you don't have to use PowerPoint. That's just an option. You can use anything else you want. You can create it in Word, in Publisher. I don't care. If you're fancy, you can use Photoshop or something cool. I just can't. I just don't have that. So anyway, you
Do
can
we have
just
to
get.
worry about? Do we have to worry about copyright on the pictures?
Um, you can. I don't want to say no, but um, try your best not to use like a Disney picture or something like that. I mean, but there are some websites. I'll make a note. Let me make a note here. I'll send out some links with some links to websites that you can find some copyright-free photographs. So you can use those all you want in your, backgrounds of your, posters or bookmarks. So I'll send those out. Okay. But other than that, don't really worry about it because, educational use. You can always put a reference, a cite your source if you're using a picture from somewhere. Just link it. Anything? Those French fries look good. Okay. Anything else? Okay, I'll send out that email to you guys. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to close it out then. If it all goes the way it's supposed to go, this video will be saved, and I'll upload it to our site so you can go back and look at it if you happen to need to listen to something else. Okay. But if not, just email me and I'll answer your question as quickly as I can. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
You guys have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye, Dr.
Bye.
Perry.
Bye.
Thank you, Dr. Perry.
Bye,
You're welcome.